Hello? Is anybody there?
Good morning, sir. Can I help you?
Yes. I'd like a packet of boiled sweets, please.
Packet of boiled sweets? Certainly, sir. Anything else?
Yes, I'd like... Excuse me, but is the camera necessary?
It's a security measure, sir, to deter shoplifters. Not that I am suggesting you are a shoplifter, sir. Now, is there anything else in my extensive range of produce that catches your eye?
Yes, do you have any, men's magazines?
Oh, certainly, sir. I stock all the latest titles. Whip Weekly, Cammy Knickers Gazette, Wet Stilettos, Gums, Farming Today.
Cammy Knickers Gazette, please.
Certainly.
And a Daily Star.
Certainly, sir.
And, could I have a brown paper bag for the Daily Star, please?
Of course. That'll be £4.50.
Thank you.
Thank you. And here's your change.
Thank you.
What a nice man.
They say it's been a long, dry summer in Yugoslavia.
And the eagle flies high for this time of year.
I have a very long shopping list, but the car park is full of soup.
I'm afraid the dartboard is made out of putty. I hope it doesn't spoil your game.
My friend, the plumber, needs a very heavy bicycle.
The ectoplasm in my grandfather's waistcoat has recently applied for a job at the Natural History Museum.
The Swan has returned his library book.
What?
The Swan has returned his library book.
I'm sorry, wrong spy.
Wait, I'm returning that.
Didn't you like it?
No. Have you got any others?
Well, I got a few.
Have you got Bonnie Langford in Bloodbath for Satan?
No, that one's out at the moment.
How about the latest Dustin Hoffman? The one where he plays an alien from outer space.
Which one's that?
You know, he researched the character by living on another planet for 6 months.
Don't think I know it.
It's called Bug-Eyed Bastard.
No, I definitely don't know it.
Oh. How about the Berlin Affair? You got that one?
The Berlin Affair?
Yeah, it's on at the Odeon this week.
Well, if it's on at the Odeon this week, it won't be released on video for months.
Yeah, well, I want to see it.
Well, go down the Odeon and see it.
No, I can't do that. The wife wants to see it as well, and, well, we can't leave the house at the same time.
Why not?
We don't want to get burgled. We take turns to leave the house.
Well, what happens when you want to leave the house together?
My cousin comes round to look after the place.
Well, have your cousin come round and you and your wife can go down the Odeon.
Ah, we couldn't do that.
Why not?
My cousin's also worried about being burgled. So when he comes round to look after our house, we go round and look after his.
You want a video, then?
Yeah, the Berlin Affair.
Come back tomorrow, I'll see what I can do.
All right.
I'll be back in a couple of hours.
Ice cream. Ice cream.
Orange juice, please.
55p.
Thanks a lot, Tom.
You've forgotten your change.
Thank you. Sorry. 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 Excuse me. Thank you.
Oi, Terry.
What you want?
Over here. What's it in the no smoking section?
Yeah, well, I want a fag.
Yeah, well, I don't.
Shh. Well, come over here and don't have one.
Terry, I'm pregnant. What? I went to the doctor and the tests are negative.
Shh. Well, if you're negative, you're all right then.
No, it was a non-pregnancy test. If you fail, it means you're pregnant. It's your baby, Terry. You're going to have to marry me now.
How do you know it's your baby?
Of course it's my baby.
It's a very good film, isn't it?
Very good acting.
I have not been seeing Wayne. We're just good friends. He's going out with my sister, actually.
I'm afraid we've lost him.
Excuse me,
Yeah?
is this heaven?
No, they're making a Queen video. What do you think?
Well, I don't know. I'm very confused.
Just arrived, have you?
I think so.
You won't like it. Talk about overcrowding. No, I've never seen anything like it.
What do you mean?
There's billions of us up here, billions. And there's no proper facilities. I've got to share a bathroom with 500,000 plague victims. That's the point, you see. It doesn't matter what you did on Earth. Everybody ends up here.
So there's no hell?
You haven't seen the state of our bathroom.
It'll take a while to get used to. The last thing I remember is a pain in the chest.
You had a heart attack then.
Well, I did have a pacemaker fitted a couple of years ago.
The last thing I remember was saying, of course I know how to wire up a plug. Still, I can't hang around here all day. I've got a tennis match with Beethoven in half an hour.
I was always a keen cricket fan. Hey, you don't suppose there's any chance of getting a game with W.G. Grace?
Oh, no chance.
Booked up, is he?
You can't get a decent pitch. You ever tried bowling on a cloud? Most of them are cumulus up here.
No,
There's no bounce, I'll tell you that, there's no bounce. Mind you, you might get some spin off a Nimbus, but that's about it.
Is there any way I can contact my wife? See, I didn't really get a chance to say goodbye.
Well, there's two ways you can do it. There's the official way, that's a séance, or you can go freelance and appear as a ghost.
Is that difficult?
Well, there is a problem. They can see you, but you can't see them. I once went to visit my wife and ended up haunting a chip shop in Bradford.
A séance, then.
Well, first of all, think about the number of people you got up here. And you got somebody at a séance saying, is there anybody there called Derek? Well, yes, as a matter of fact, there's 38 million of them. Without a national insurance number, you might as well forget it.
Wait a minute. Something's happening to me.
Oh, you're being resuscitated.
What?
In a minute, you'll wake up in a hospital, electrodes all over you, wired up to some machine. You're lucky. Most people don't get a second chance.
This time I'm going to make the most of my life. I'm going to do all the things I never had time for. What happened? My pacemaker exploded.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir, can I... Hang on. I know your face.
I'm sorry?
I've seen you before.
I don't know. Do we...
It's Ringo Starr, isn't it?
What?
You've shaved the beard off then, I see.
Could I have a packet of toffees, please?
Oh, I'm a big fan of yours. Go on, say it.
Say what?
Go on, say it, you know. Thomas the Tank Engine rolled into the station.
Could I just have the toffees?
You'll get the toffees, don't worry about that. Once you've said it.
Thomas the Tank Engine rolled into the station.
No, not like that. Do it with the accent, you know. Thomas the Tank Engine rolled into the station. You know, Welsh.
Do a Welsh accent like Ringo Starr.
Look, there's your toffees, right? You get them when you do it like you do on the telly.
Thomas the Tank Engine rolled into the station.
My God! You're Ringo Starr! You must give me your autograph.
I'm not Ringo Starr.
Can you sign this packet of tea? To Jackie, my biggest fan, love Ringo.
No.
Oh, I suppose you're too big to sign a packet of tea. Well, don't forget, we're the people who put you where you are today.
I'm a bus driver.
Yeah, and I bet you only got that job because you used to be one of the Beatles. I couldn't get a job as a bus driver. I tried, but they turned me down. But just because you're Ringo Starr, you can swan into the garage, put your uniform on and take the number 75 down the high street. You come here, asking for a bag of toffees, you can't even do your own accent, start boasting about being a bus driver, and you won't even give this woman your autograph. What's it to you? Nothing. But she could sell that autograph and give the money to charity. Think of them little faces looking up at you, tears in their eyes. Why has our hospital got to close? And a nurse looking down at them little cherubs and saying, because Ringo Starr's too busy driving a bus. Go on, clear off. Now, madam, what can I do for you?
I'd like a box of tissues, please.
Bette Midler! Now, you're about to see your first post-mortem. I hope none of you are squeamish, as it can be an unnerving experience. Let's begin.
This is Mr. Greenie Swan, 50 years old, entertainer, known professionally as Marvo the Magician. Admitted on the 24th, died 2 a.m. this morning.
Well, let's get started. Scalpel. Retractors. Forceps. Could I have the bowl, please?
Shows what a sharp eye I keep on the governor's
Hate pantomime.
You got anything else lined up after this?
Yeah, I've just landed a part in that new musical based on the life and times of Edgar Allan Poe.
What's it called?
Poe. A Song of Smile and a Premature Burial. You probably heard the hit single, I Hear You Knocking But You Can't Get Out. How about you?
I've got a job in a shopping centre advertising free-range eggs.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I've got to run up and down the escalator shouting 90p a dozen dressed as a chicken.
You intrigue me strangely.
See that bit in the paper this morning?
What was that?
It's a bloke there won £500,000 on the football pools. He says he won't let it affect his way of life.
Who is it?
Richard Branson. They say he earns £1 million a day.
I'm lucky if I earn that in a year. Abanazar's on the piss again.
He was pissed the other night. He wouldn't let go of the magic lamp. He kept rubbing it and asking it for another pint of Guinness.
Hardly the spirit of pantomime, is it? Stumbling around the magic cave, shouting out, has anybody seen my Rothmans? He's fallen off that donkey again.
I'm surprised he can stand up.
It was exactly the same the last time I worked with him. I'll never forget the opening night. He made this grand entrance as Sinbad the Sailor.
What was wrong with it?
We were doing The Sound of Music. It was terrible. He was supposed to be a Nazi officer.
What did you do?
We stuck a swastika on his turban and made the best of it.
That's the trouble when you're doing a different play every night.
Yep, I don't know why we put up with it. Talking of which, we're on. We bring you news from a foreign land. The magic lamp is now at hand.
I'm in the wrong play again.
I was very pleased when your headmaster, Mr. Swan, asked me to come along to my old school to present the end-of-year prizes. I remember my first day here, even though it was 25 years ago. Being a stranger to the school, I made the mistake of turning up on my first day with a working-class accent. For this, I took a severe caning in the face. The second day, I was forced into an initiation ceremony by some of the older boys. I was made to eat my own jacket. Naturally, I was reported to the headmaster for not wearing the full school uniform. I was caned across the eyes. Later that term, I was accused of coming from a family that didn't have very much money. I was taken out in front of the entire school by the headmaster. My internal organs were removed, caned and replaced. But I had learned a valuable lesson. From then on, my father pretended to be in a middle-income bracket. He paid for holidays and cars he could ill afford. And when, eventually, he shot himself, some 5 days later, the headmaster inaugurated a new school trophy in his honour. And even today, boys still compete for the lower-class failure charity shield. And so it is, with great pleasure, that I present the shield to this year's winner.
Now that you're here, Inspector, would you like a cup of tea?
Yes. Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome again to Paul Merton's Golden Years of Hollywood. I personally take great pleasure in presenting to you each week a classic movie from Hollywood's golden years. And tonight's movie is no exception. It is a wonderful film. Concertina, first produced by MGM in 1934 with a superb cast. Firstly, Joan Crawford. Incidentally, Joan Crawford goes outdoors more often in this film than any other film she made. Apart, of course, from her 1946 classic, Let's Go Outdoors for a Really Long Time. When Concertina was made in the early 30s, it was customary practice to utilise sets from other films. Here we see a magnificent set, the interior of Notre Dame Cathedral, first built for the film Bedwetters of 1933. But in Concertina, the same set has been completely transformed to stage the Kentucky Derby. In Concertina, Joan Crawford's co-star is John Barrymore. In this film, Barrymore carries off a tremendous French accent. In fact, he learnt French the hard way, from a Spaniard. In those far-off, heady days of Hollywood, continuity could sometimes be a problem. During breaks in filming, props would go missing or an actor would leave his tie off. Throughout Concertina, Barrymore sports an impressive moustache. But in one famous scene, there is a temporary lapse in continuity, and his moustache is replaced by a small pineapple. The continuity man responsible for the pineapple error was Bobby Lomax. I suspect Bobby enjoyed many a chuckle over this mistake, even though he never worked again.
When the hell are you gonna get another job?
Tomorrow.
It's been tomorrow for 8 years.
I'm looking, ain't I?
We need the money, Bobby. Do you think I enjoy taking in dogs to wash?
Listen, it's a jungle out there. Continuity work is hard to find.
Yeah? Well, tell that to the continuity guy in the downstairs apartment. He's never out of a job.
Don't talk to me about that guy. He works in porno movies. That's not continuity. All he has to remember is who's on top of who.
The trouble with you, Bobby, is that you can't even maintain continuity in your own home.
That's a goddamn lie, and you know it.
Sometimes I think you don't even care about continuity.
Of course I care. You know that. Continuity is my life.
Nobody in Hollywood wants to employ Bobby the Pineapple Lomax.
One mistake! A guy makes one lousy mistake in his life.
How could you miss a pineapple, Bobby?
I tell you, I don't know.
I sometimes wonder what I ever saw in you, Bobby.
Yeah, and I sometimes wonder whatever happened to the woman I married.
Ah, yes, Concertina. A wonderful movie indeed. I just wish there was enough time left to show it. So until next week, goodbye.